before the farmer. Why we can't say rich farmers? So the time has come to change a lot of things in this republic. The time has come for our people to get quality education. The time has come for our people to get quality health care. The time has come for job creation for the people.
La politician. The time has come. Like I said, this is the political season, so you hear it every day. The time has come. Yeah, now is the time. It's time for Liberia to be better. It's time for Liberia to, but this is the political season, folks. Good morning once again. I'm Daniel, and welcome to the final segment of the Monday presentation. It's exactly 5 minutes past the hour, and our guest in studio, as we said on Friday, when I announced that Senator Oscar Cooper will be here today, and he's here. For those of you watching television, this is Senator Cooper. Senator, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. It's good to be here with one of the nations, the oldest station in this country. I'm happy to be here with you today.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Senator. So what have you been up to?
Well,
aside from legislative work?
Well, there's the political year, and I've thrown my hat in the race for the presidency of this great nation, the great people of Liberia. We are in the race. We are building our movement. We call it the Oscar Cooper Experience Movement. So I'm very busy building the movement around the country.
How you call the movement again?
Oscar Cooper Experience Movement.
Oscar Cooper Experience Movement.
Yeah.
And so what's going to be the operation of the movement?
Well, basically, our movement is talking to the Liberian people to form a new dispensation and in terms of upward mobility for the people of this country, and to get people involved in the struggle, to get them owning their political advancement, social and economic, and get them participating in what they do. So we are bringing a different outlook to how parties are run, how people participate for their own upward mobility and development. So it's taking time, and we're developing that through the movement and through the struggle. And as we go, we're having conversation with the people around this country, telling them the good, the bad to democracy, and how you can use democracy to get your daily needs and your economic, social, and political needs that you need to move your family forward.
Now, you were petitioned, but I would like to know, why do you want to be president of Liberia?
Well, look, I'm a senator right now.
Yeah.
And I was voted in by 36,000 Magibians. And Daniel, basically, we want to see some changes. I'll put it this way. One man asked me on SKD Boulevard, Senator Cooper, what made you vex? You say you want to be president. I thought it was a very good question. What made you vex? You want to lead a senator business and you want to become president of this great republic. And basically, I answer him. I say, what made me vex? Oh man, we, the leaders, ministers, public cooperation directors, senators, representatives, we're making too much money.
That's the first and foremost reason.
That's somebody. The disparity between the civil servants' pay and that of the big shots. Those are some of the things we have to bring in line. Those are some of the things we have to, for such a poor country that's coming out of war, coming out of poverty, we have to correct those things. What makes me vex is that we need to bring quality education. We have schools. We need to improve the teachers. We need to build up our teachers so they can deliver good education to the primary to the primary education system. We haven't done that. We need to do that. That's what making me vexed. We need to bring justice, equality for people who don't have proper defense, counsel, and they are mistreated in the legal system. We need to get jobs creation for the young people that are coming out of school and have no jobs. And people besides young people, and we need to get skills to our young people to make them marketable. These are the things we need to do. We need to invest in the Liberian people, in the human aspect of development. Good quality education, quality health care, and job creation and skill development for our youth. So there's a lot of things that make me vexed, that we want to see change, that we say we want to be president. Or I'm saying I want to be president.
Okay, now that you've told us why you want to be president, you say that you sit within the first branch of government, and one will want to know, why is it that you can effect these changes as a member of the first branch of government, and you want to rather be the head of the government, I suppose, second branch of government?
Well, look,
what changes you can make at the level of the Liberian Senate that you will make at the presidency?
Look, with the legislature, that's a democratic institution. The minority guy say, the majority guy way. So I seem to be the minority in the Senate there, in terms of advocacy for the Liberian people. And I think you can do a lot of policy change in executive order. You still got to go to the legislature to work with your colleagues on the other side of the aisle and see how you will pass some laws that will bring in good policies for the people of this country. But at least at the executive wing of this country, you have the opportunity to bring about the vision and the drive that would take this country into 2030 and push those policies and get it done. So, when you're a one-man army in the Senate, it's a little different being a one-man army as president of this country. You can affect many things. You got many lead ways, implementing and making sure things are done with appropriation and cutting out the waste, the corruption. You have greater flexibility in terms of the vision and directing this country's future than being a senator.
How long have you served in public, in the public sphere, aside from being a senator?
In government.
In government.
I've only, in government, only 5 years.
5 years.
I've always
been
senator. As a senator, but I've never been in any part of government before 2012. So I've always been in the private sector. I've always been a businessman, and a good businessman, I may say. I will pat myself on the back for that. I had job available in Sino for 1,000 workers, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. I've worked in Rivercess for a logging company as the general manager in the 80s. I've worked in Bassa in the 80s as general manager, employing 300 people. In Rivercess, we had over 300 people. In Nimba in 1982, 86, I was working behind Ganta, Cessna's Nimba Corporation. I was the general manager. We had mud, sawmill, and we had logging, and we employed people there in the 80s. I worked for a construction company, Ecocon, that built the LRA building here. So I've done a lot of work in the private sector, moving around the country. So I've always been developing businesses and managing them and creating jobs opportunities for people around the country.
Okay, having said that, that will bring me to the point now to talk about some of the issues. I was playing your acceptance speech when you were petitioned, and you kept saying now is the time for change, now is the time to give people jobs, now is the time to ensure that farmers are empowered, and you went on and on. But does that mean that this current administration has done nothing at all to mitigate some of these problems or to lay foundation for another administration?
Look, I didn't come here to castigate the present Unity Party-led government in terms of what they've done in terms of the scoreboard. But there are much more things to do, like taking our economy back and making Liberia first and let Liberia participate in their own economy. I don't think we've done well there on a large scale where we are controlling our economy in this country. So I don't think they score well there.
Okay.
In terms of construction of roads, they might they've done some work there. There's much more to do. But Daniel, it's not it's for me to come on this station and talk about my dreams and vision and how we're going to get it done if the people of this country give us chance to govern and lead. What the Unity Party has done, they've done, and it takes other with great vision, great leadership to build upon that and not dwell.
So you
upon
think
that.
there's some foundation?
There's some, yeah. I mean, you can't be all that bad to say there's no foundation. That's the Ellen-led, President Salif-led government has put in. Now it's time to for us to correct those things that were not corrected during their time, and there's time to build on what they've left and move this country and the young people to a different level.
Liberia is a country where it's...
Now, another thing if you want to say undone, is the farming area. Liberia is a country, as you're saying, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But look, the agri sector of this country, everybody comes to talk about agriculture is the way forward for Liberia because of our rich soil, our abundance of rainfall, which give irrigation, which you need water to do any agriculture business. But we have not invested with the farmers in the interior and helping them, like Cote d'Ivoire, in terms of promoting the farmers to have economic
Have you heard of Latam?
So there are areas
I will come to that because I know there's currently
there's a lot of
Liberia
areas.
agriculture transformation agenda that is well underway, getting a full listing of farmers across the country, putting them into categories.
But the way they went about it too, the people who went to do that research, I'm a farmer. I'm a rubber farmer.
I'm coming to that, but let's begin on the foreign note. What are your connections outside of Liberia? You need to have people coming to help.
Daniel.
Getting taxes. I mean, it's already a challenge for the LRA, getting people to pay taxes and all of that. So you have to have the international connections to pull the strings while you make sure that you do it locally.
Daniel.
Do you have the international connections?
Daniel, I will build the international connection. And how do you build the international connection? It's time for us to look within. Let's try and look within this country. The domestic.
But you agree
challenges.
Realistically?
No, I'm coming to your point.
Realistically,
I'm not dodging your point. I'm going to get to your point. To be able to get international connection, you got to show the international community your policy and what you are doing in your domestic work, and what are the policies that you are empowering your people in this country, and that you're giving your people opportunity for growth in all aspects of life. So it's time now for the next leader, the next president, in my opinion, must be a working president, and must not be a president that stays in Monrovia, or mustn't be a president that's on the plane every day going somewhere. It must be a president that will lead, inspire his people.
That doesn't answer my question.
Come here, give me a chance. You want me to answer your question in a short way? I'm coming to your question, sir. I'm coming there. Don't worry. I'm just taking you around, and then I will jump on it. You're talking about international. I'm telling you that the next president must live in Lofa for 1 month, live in Bong for 1 month, live in Nima 1 month, live in every county. We got to take Liberia out of Monrovia.
What does that do?
Now come in. Coming to your question. What does that do? You go into the various counties, look at their infrastructure development, look at their schools, look at their health system, look at the farming system, which we need to start to be a net exporting country. We can't continue begging international. The international, oh man, what are you talking about? They can get donor fatigue. Hey, my man, you can't help yourself. Whole day you're begging. So the international connection will come when the international community sees you as a leader, inspiring the people from within, correcting some of these things, making sure your people got jobs, making sure the teachers got the capacity to deliver the quality education, making sure the nurses, the PAs, the doctors got what all it takes to give quality health care, making sure your farmers got the cocoa, got the palm, got the rubber, got the rice, got the pepper to do these things. Now, when you start governing and having cutting down on corruption, cutting down on.
Senator, you've not answered my question.
I'm answering your question.
Yeah, but
at that time,
and we have issues to issues to touch on.
You're talking about do I have the international connection?
As an individual, Oscar Cooper, do you have the international connections?
Because
you will need them certainly.
Because that's how you are looking at it, young man.
So you don't need international connections as president?
I did not see that. You will liaise with the international community, but first do something at home. Try to get our economy where Liberians are participating in the economy. Try to connect with your farmers and go there and inspire them and stop them and not stop them, but help them to get them equipment where they are not cleaning farm with cutlasses. Try to improve your education system. Try to make sure that everybody to the most remote place of Liberia, the same kind of quality education you get in Maria, they must get it there.
Does that happen overnight?
No,
because you talk it as though it sounds so easy to do.
Nothing is so easy to do, Daniel. But you got to do it as a leader. You got to get out there and lead.
So the question now is: first, how will Oscar Cooper do that?
Well, number one, we have where will Oscar Cooper get the money to do that? In Oscar Cooper-led presidency.
Yeah,
that's what you want to ask. Yes. This is where now we are looking at as we speak now, we're going through the budget. We are seeing where the wastes are. And oh man, I can bet you we can cut 100 million out of that budget and redirect it.
You mean the current budget?
The current budget.
100 million.
100 million from waste, corruption, and misappropriation.
Care to see some of those service. Care to see some of those budget lines?
You can look here. You can look to the general claims.
Okay.
Under the executive, you can look at what I'm saying, reducing our benefits and salaries for ministers and managing directors. And managing directors are based in public corporation. That's different from our budget. But senators, representative, instead of getting benefits of 12,000, reduce it to 5,000. That's some savings, serious in millions of dollars. There's a lot of waste in government. That if we have the guts, we can tackle it and direct that money to sustainable development for our people. So before you go out to international connection, when the international people see your well-being and how you mean to the people of this country, they will definitely come in, Daniel. So you're talking about
you couldn't survive the argument in the Liberian Senate. Regarding,
what do you mean I couldn't survive what?
Regarding this whole reduction of salary argument. Now, if you go on the side of the executive, I mean they will resist that.
Look, Daniel.
That's why I say you couldn't survive it.
Daniel, not that I couldn't survive. I survived many things. Daniel. Now look. You telling somebody to cut their salary.
Now, if I cut the allowance, because how much is the salary?
The benefits.
The benefits,
Correct. The benefits. Get into the presidency. I told my colleagues one day, I said, well, look, I've been talking this thing for over 4 years. And I just know. Our own Ways and Means. On a budget Finley. Within 6 months, I left Ways and Means. Because I was co-chair. I went into the Senate. The legislature were making appropriated 28 million 2012. Now the legislature is appropriated 48 million But the damnedest thing that's happening is that the revenue is reducing and our appropriation is increasing. It doesn't happen that way. We have to correct those mistakes. So this is where I say we can find where wastes are. Not just there, not just on the legislature, but throughout government spending units, you can find it. And if you got the guts and you got the firmness, you will make do, and you got some well-meaning people around you who are patriotic and well-meaning and accomplished and know what they are doing. My brother, in 3 years of Senator Cooper or President Cooper, you will see a major change in this country. And we need a working president. We need somebody who will get out there and work.
You claim to have a background of creating jobs. So that brings me to the point, because these are major issues. If you look at them, these are major issues: job creation, economy, all of that.
Yeah.
What is your strategy towards job creation, especially for the young people? Because, like you said, when they're out of high school,
I'm gonna go tell the other person they can use it.
Oh
no, my strategy.
You didn't tell the Liberian people.
I'm joking with you.
Go ahead.
Look, when you talk about strategy, a lot of our young people lack the skills to be able to obtain a job. So our strategy is to create what you call boot camps around the country, every major city in the country, which is a technical schooling.
Okay.
But the government will not have the money to do serious infrastructure like BWR or MVDC. So we'll put camps, serious camp with tents, where young people will go now. We'll have to, maybe one camp or one boot camp can take about girls and boys about 2,000. You put one outside Kakata, put one outside Banga, put one outside of Ganta, put one outside of Sanigole, etc., to the major cities around our country, in Robertsport, in Tottenburg.
What would be the essence of?
The essence of that would be bringing in skilled trainers, technical skilled trainers, to give our young people, to make them craftsmen in different fields, so they can go out and help build their country. Now, how are we going to do that? We'll take the money from the waste we get from the government and we'll pump it into those camps and bring technical people along with who we got here to help, and to place them there where the young people, depending on where the professionals say how long it would take to skill this man from zero
to a certain level.
To a level. And while you are there, we are seeking jobs for you. So we're not going to let you come out of that technical institution and go to look for a job. You already have your job replacement. As you get your certificate, you'll go straight to job.
Will you also be providing a subsidy to these young people?
Not while they are in.
I'm talking about when they're done.
When they are done, yes, government will be paying them an amount, and they will be doing something like housing in every county, affordable housing.
So they will remain in those counties.
No, they will go to different counties based on, you're not going to say you remain. No. We're going to switch you around to different counties. We're not going to keep you in one county because we're trying to build a country, a nation. We're not trying to get you in that particular county. So you from one county, you're going to go to another county and work there. And this is serious skill training. Maybe we'll bring different people in, like the Australians, because they're very good at in techno-vocational training. The Germans are very good in that. But this is the way to get the country moving. And you can get the country moving in that. The other way to get the country moving, the rate right now is 106, 110.
Yeah, no, definitely job business first.
But all that ties in. Job creation, that's one aspect. Another job creation is agriculture. Another job aspect is infrastructure development. You have to have all these areas going, all these sectors going. In the agri sector, there are jobs. Skill training and going in the infrastructure, laying pipes, running electricity, building affordable housing in these different communities. That's another job creation area. So you have various areas that you can create jobs.
Now, Senator Cooper, I'm concerned. This 1 month presidency thing you talked about, as a president, you spend 1 month in every county.
Yes.
So we have 15 counties. That's 15 months. So
where are you going to get the other 3 months from? You got 12 months in a year.
Yeah, 12 months in a year.
So you actually were going to get the other 3 months.
No. I mean, it's about a year and 3 months you spend. Let's say 14 months.
No, we are saying for the first 3 years, our policy, our platform is saying that the president will live out of Liberia, out of Monrovia, excuse me, for the first 3 years of our presidency.
So why then do you have superintendents? Why then do you have commissioners? Why then do you have mayors? If the president must leave his work in town and go and sleep in Grand Judea for 1 month, go married and sleep 1 month, then why do you have these people there?
But you're not the president from Monrovia.
Granted, but that's why you have lieutenants, because you can't be everywhere.
Daniel, you were decentralized. We're not talking about micromanaging, if that's what you're referring to. What we're talking about, inspiring, going there, be on hand, be hands on, see what are the difficulties with your people. Now, you go to the people, you ask the people for their vote. You want to go live with them to know what their challenges are? You got to go live with them. What is it? We'll open all the airports. The president and
open all the airports.
Look, we'll open all the old local airports. We'll open all. It used to be in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 80s. All the airports were open. People used to fly from RIA to Vonjima, fly to Zweju, fly to Greenville, fly to Harper. So, but again, Daniel, you will have competent ministers. And they must be left to do their ministerial work.
How about the superintendents? Would they not be competent? Because
wait now, you're hanging on something.
No, I'm not hanging on anything. The president can tour the country, right? But spending a month in every county, that is what I'm trying to understand that.
Yeah, it will give you an insight, Daniel. Wait now. And when you're running for president, you're going from county to county to beg the people for their votes.
You do that, but you don't spend a month in a county.
No, because the time.
No matter how intense your campaign is, you don't spend an entire month.
Listen, the time is short. You can't, for a campaign purpose, spend a month. But when you're president, you can spend a month with your people. Why? You scared of your people? You must live with them. Do you know that in every country during third month time, every county during the third month time they had presidential palace, and they still got the presidential palace in it now. Why do you have that presidential palace when the president can't live inside? Is that there for what?
When you go visit the county.
But then I'm going to visit the county. Only thing my stay is now 1 or 2 days. It is going to be a month, Daniel. Because look, Daniel, this is not a joke. I'm happy I'm on your show, but you got to get serious with this. This is not a joke.
I'm serious.
No, you want to transform, change things in this country. You need to go into those agriculture bread basket counties like Lofa. Like Bommi, like Bong, like Nimba, and you got to start driving the agriculture base and helping our farmers to attain wealth through the agriculture, and also getting our export base up, because the more our farmers produce cocoa, palm, and we can ship it out of here, and rubber, then our Liberian dollar will get stronger. Then we need to come away from being a net importing country. So to balance our deficit, we need to start now changing it slowly, so the rate can move from 108 back down to get it near to 101, 1 to 1. The only way you're going to do that is to inspire your people in the interior, in those various counties, to produce. And by the president going there, he will be able to help the farmers, make sure they get all the implements and the farming needs, and make sure the minister is there also at agriculture, and make sure the public works minister is there too, and make sure all those who need to be there with him, that we look and attend to our people challenges and needs. And how do you do it, Daniel? You do it by living with your people.
Senator Oscar Cooper, how do you...
And I'm doing it now. My brother. I'm living with my people in Magibi. I don't live in Maria. At that young house here.
But if you represent the people in Magibi, where else will you live?
Thank you. So when I represent the people as president, I will live with them in each of the countries, same way.
How do you intend to tackle corruption?
Well, we have to... look, I would say that to the president's credit. They have set up, we and the legislature too, I would say that by the credit to them too, As much as I can be tough on my colleagues, there are some good things they do too, along with the president. We got LACC. It was under President Salif's administration. We got PPCC.
Yeah, PPCC.
You got GAC. All we have to do is implement the good laws that and the good commissions or good institutions that have been established and give them the autonomy and the wherewithal to carry out their responsibility and the statute that created them. So you just have to have the political guts that if your wife steal, you will pour in jail. If your brother steal, they will go to jail. You got to start setting an example with people around you first. And you got to give.
So that is what you will do.
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, you made me president first day, I will put all my friends in jail. So the word can go out there.
Say that again.
I said some of my friends there.
Yeah.
I will just make an example. You go sit down there now. So the Liberian people can get the word that is a no-nonsense government. If you, look, what we do in our country, Daniel, sometimes you can't blame somebody, the people. Because Liberian men, so you grab one man, they go begging for him. So you have to have the political guts.
Which you have.
Yeah, I got it, Daniel. I got it.
You don't sound upbeat about it.
I got it. Yeah, Daniel, I got it. Yeah? Go tell you, Pa, I say I got it. Go tell you, Ma, I say I got it. I got it.
You sure you have the political will to put a friend of yours in jail? Or to even relieve them of their post?
Well, look, if you do something irregular or wrong or stealing or whatever, you will repatriate the government money if the courts find you guilty, and you'll be relieved of your duties. We have to start those things. You know, you got to lead by example. We got to start leading by example. We got to start changing things. We got to just start to do the right thing for the people of this country. And these are some of the challenges that we'll see. But let the LACC do that job. The night president will put an engine. The court will put an engine. GSC does the job. PPCC make sure that what is appropriated, that the spending unit work within the appropriation. Anything outside the appropriation will be held as a minister for going outside the appropriation. PPCC making sure that if no appropriation, no contract. And if a minister gave a contract outside appropriation, you bring that person to book, you call LACC on it. So we got the institution, we just must have the political guts and political will to make them work.
Well, if you just joined us, a reminder that you listening to the Super Morning Show. For those of you watching television, it's live on LNTV as well, and online at www.elbcradio.com. This is your platform on the Super Morning Show. Okay, let's come to the issue of party politics. Are you going independent?
Yes, sir. Why? That one you want to ask me? Huh?
I've asked you already.
I'm going independent.
Why? No political institution.
Look, Daniel.
I mean,
Daniel.
Yeah. People feel you have the weight and the kind of support you need when you go on a political party ticket.
Okay. Let's test it. From historical accounts, he had two parties. President Tobot was overthrown, killed. Two party died. You had NDPL. President Doe was killed. NDPL withered away. The name Jet Debor ain't got no strength. National Patriotic Party, which I was member once. Charles Gange Taylor is in jail. MPP is still around, but they are not strong enough. You got Unity Party. You see what the rigmarole is going on with Unity Party now, with what President Salif going. They say this, they say that. You see people jumping ship. You see Solonte moving out. You see Harrison Conway moving out. You see other people moving out. As for me, I left Unity Party a year and a half ago with this President Pro Tempore and the issue following that in terms of loyalty and participation. That's a different question. What I'm trying to drive at with parties, we created a movement, Daniel. It's a young movement. Eventually it's going to be called the Liberian Experience. My name will move away from it. And it's going to be called the Liberian Experience. But it's a movement of struggle. It's a movement that we want our members to be member of something that they struggle for and create. So this movement, when we come into the next stage, which will be the Liberian experience, from the Liberian experience, then we'll move into a party. But that now all the comrades in the young people who help beside Oscar Cooper and other people, we don't want to be just Oscar Cooper. We want all our members throughout the breadth of this country, in every county, in every district, to own our institution and to become in making this party. When they do that and they struggle for it, that's my belief, is that they will be much more owning and sticking loyalty to this party, because they help build it, they suffer in the trenches for it, and it is part of them, and it's delivering something to them, their children and their grandchildren, and it's delivering a brighter future. So when you build parties like that and not build around personalities, then eventually, whether Oscar Cooper there or he not there, the party survive. So we are going independent, we are bucking the establishment, we are daring the establishment and saying party, because we believe personality. You got CDC, now they got the coalition.
Yeah.
You move Ambassador Senator Weir from there, you think CDC will survive? You got ALP, you move Mr. Ure from there, you think it will survive? You got ANC, you move Cummings from there, you think it will survive? You got Movie, you move Mill Jones from there, you think it will survive? So we are coming with a different angle now. Whether you move Oscar Cooper from it, once we form a party, it will not be about Oscar Cooper. It will be about the partisans. And the partisans will take control from the movement. They will take control of the party and be owning. And the party will definitely relate to their needs, relate to their everything. So when you do that, Daniel, over time, the young people and the different people in the party gets to take ownership. And when they get to take ownership, you get a true party, whether the personality is there or not. So that's what we are striving for. And let me just say this. We win election. We now win election. The movement is going to continue. I will keep sponsoring this movement until...
Are you the only one sponsoring the movement?
Well, we got other people putting their time. We got plenty of people. We got thousands of people, Daniel, young people.
No, I mean people who are financially potent. Like you.
Yeah, I'm sponsoring it. We got some other people sponsoring it. Those who see the vision, the ideology, and where we want to take the country, they put in a little 1 cent, 2 cent there. We manage it. We manage it. The
day you leave the Liberian experience, it will fall like the other ones you listed.
No, but listen to me, Daniel. Did you follow what I said before you made that statement, my man?
I follow what you said.
It is not about Oscar Cooper. We are building a movement.
So the same thing the other people can say. It's not about them.
No, but because the movement, I will sit in the back and will promote other people. And I will still be part of whatever that nomenclature is at that time, helping in any way I can for another young person to take over.
Okay, Senator Cooper. I mean, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Politics is cash driven.
Yes.
Do you have money to contest in these elections?
I got passion.
No. Do you have money?
I got passion. I got heart.
No, not passion people eat. I said, do you have money?
Well, oh man, I say I got heart. I got passion for this country.
When you go to town hall meetings, the people will not drink passion. When you go to so do you have money?
Why you want to know whether I got money or I got money? I got the vision. I got the drive along with the other members of this movement. We got a lot of young people in Granjida, in Nimba, in Bomi, in Bankibi.
To transport these people for meetings, to transport these people for
my people help themselves.
They will not do it always for you.
They do it for themselves, Daniel. You keep missing the point. This thing is not about Oscar Cooper. It's about you. It's about everybody who wants to have a change in this country. So they put that 1 cent, 2 cent there.
Well, you think if you're made, you got money, you have more people flooding on you for money other than loyalty to you?
No, that you say. That you say that. I say that. I say whether to come here to say I got money. My members, we are well equipped to meet the challenge financially. And we are equipped in a strong, courageous drive to make things happen for the change. Now look, let me tell you something. Oil are on October. But you may say bitter. What Senator Cooper is doing, and I want the people to understand this, what we are trying to do is to bring about transformation in the governance of this country.
Whether you win or not.
Whether we win or not, we're going to be there.
So can I?
So let me come now. So when we don't win, there are other elections coming. So we are building a movement that will eventually go into a party to help our people to change things in this country for them. So they are coming and committing their little 1 cent, 2 cent, their little time.
So can I say in short that Senator Oscar Cooper is or has accepted a petition to contest the presidency to get popular? Or to sell his ideas in a better way so that a lot of people here.
Why you can talk? He will not win October? Man, we're going to win October.
Really?
Oh, but wait now. What do you think we're doing all the work for? Look, the people got something. You who dares, win. You who work behind something. You who struggle.
Yeah.
You have the discipline of work. You who can go out there and persuade the Liberian people from village to village, from town to town, your likelihood of winning is very strong. So do not, for 1 minute, Daniel, get this thing that in here for my knee. I already got knee, Daniel. One knee you want me to get. Only thing, I'm making it national. So don't go sit down there and any of the opposition sit down there and fool that say that man ain't got money, ain't going nowhere. I mean, it left with them. Let me be on that hang up. So Daniel, my people got money, they got passion, they got heart, and we're going to give it a good goal. And we give, look, Daniel, it's just about giving the Liberian people a choice.
Okay, let me announce the numbers. I come back. I got a few more questions for you. I mean, not all of the questions, but I just got a few more for you. 0776 089 713 0776 089 713 088 0514 098 0514 Now, Senator Oscar Cooper, what's your plan, or do you have a plan for the media in all of your?
Look, one thing is the place we're in, ERBC.
Yeah.
Would like it to be changed to a public station in terms of the independence of it.
Okay.
Moving away from the Ministry of Information under the direct oversight. Let it be an autonomous ERBC so it can have all Liberians, no matter what your political leaning, no matter what you are doing, you have access to your public broadcasting station. So I've learned that instrument, that bill is in front of the legislature. I will look for it and see how we can push it forward and how we can make that possible. That's one thing. But on the general fourth estate, it's the fourth estate that keeps us, we the politician and different aspects of this country, informed. And the fourth estate is young in terms of its independence and what they're doing. And I must say that it's doing well, and the freedom of speech is doing well under President Salif government. I mean, people are not getting locked up in a way that long time when you talk something they lock you up. But we need to improve. You see, Daniel, with democracy and with challenging and participating to go to another level or to take control of a country and govern it. You see the great United States. Obama did his all well. But everybody comes. That's the beauty of human being. I can do better. And that's the spirit. It mustn't be demonizing the other person. Tell what you can do. What you can do for your people. Okay, so the fourth estate will be very healthy given the opportunity to be president, the fourth estate will grow very strong under my administration. I can assure you that.
Let me throw 3 questions at you quickly. I most likely prefer yes and no, since you're not under any kind of oath or something, so you can decide to extend. But I prefer maybe a yes and a no. What's your stance on same-sex marriage?
No, I'm not part of same-sex marriage. No. At this time, no. The country, when you're president, you're dealing with a culture, you're dealing with a country. And if the feeling of the people on same-sex marriage is not for Liberia right now.
What about dual citizenship?
My dual citizenship thing is, look, and I tell Liberians, there must be a caveat to dual citizenship. You cannot hold dual citizen, pledge allegiance to the great United States, and if you see the oath of immigration, oath of naturalization of the United States, that means you tell your other country, it's subservient to the American oath. So dual citizenship, we have Liberians that left here because of the war. We have Liberians that left here for economic reasons to better their future. But they are Liberians, and they have been very helpful in the diaspora to help their family to send something back for them. Now, if you have a caveat and you want to be a dual citizen, I don't believe you should hold public office, but we should allow them to be dual citizen. But you can't be president, you can't be vice president, you can't be chief justice, associate justice, you can't be minister, you can't hold elected position unless you renounce the other citizenship. But you can be a Liberian,
operating in the
private
private
sector.
sector.
Yes, you can be a citizen, you own your land, you operate in the private sector, you can help us in consultant in some low director position in the government, you can work there, but you must put a caveat. Because I don't believe, Daniel, you can pledge allegiance to 2 countries. I don't believe it. You either Liberian, Bob, or you're not Liberian.
What's your
But
stance
if
on,
you got dual citizen,
with a
put a
caveat?
caveat.
What's your stance on this whole proposition 24 Christian state, Christian nation, and all of that?
Look, why y'all won't carry the country backwards? This country has lived here with all religious group. Just let sleeping dog lie. Leave it alone. We have lived with our Muslim brother because I'm a Christian. I have my Muslim friends. This country, there are Yoruba people are Muslim. Gola people are Muslim. Naija Madingo people are Muslim. Madingo people are Muslims. Bani people are Muslims. They are Liberians. Why you want to divide and bring trouble in the land?
Okay, so
I'm a Christian. So let's live together as brothers and sisters and move this country forward. And the churches can go out and do their missions and push their Christianity.
Let's hear from the caller, Senator. Please be straight to the point. Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel Ankrah. I'm very happy to be on the line this morning.
Go ahead.
And I'm considering to call. My name is Prince Grendo. I call from my resident district 12.
Go ahead, Prince.
Let me commend Senator Oscar Cooper for the stance so far. Senator Oscar Cooper, all of what he said, these are issues that are written on the wall, and it's very clear, very, very succinct. And because these are individuals that we need in our country, people who will stand in the gap for our people who will speak about the ills affecting our society. One person who said that the money they make at the national legislature is too much, and he wants to cut the salary of our government officials so that this particular resources of money can be diverted to other individuals, like the people who go to teach, our civil servants, and all of the individuals. And when we do that, the livelihoods of our people will be ameliorated, it will be improved, and we'll have a better nation. So let me commend Senator Oscar Cooper and come October 10, and the people remain very clear. If you really go through the election that brought Senator Oscar Cooper as senator, they're very clear. Over 36,000 persons voted for him. And if you went to the petitioning program wherein the people asked him He did not ask himself. He did not.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he came and he was petitioned by the people to contest the presidency. So let me commend you, Senator Oscar Kubo. I want you to keep on this particular footprint, this trajectory.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Prince. Good morning.
Hello.
What is your name, sir?
Yes. LJY. I'm calling from Texas.
Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to speak briefly to the point you raised with the senator concerning international connections. I think there's a welfare state mentality that makes Liberia to not progress.
Exactly.
That the idea that one has to have some special connection with the international community who want to be president.
Exactly.
That's a false view to me. Samuel Doe did not travel all of Liberia. When he became president, he was invited to the White House. He received a lot of funding from the United States government and many other presidents. So what we need in Liberia is a president whose policy and program can lead the lives of ordinary Liberians and align with international programs. Once that president does that, it will get international assistance. So you don't need personal relationship with any individual outside Liberia in the international community to be president.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What is your name?
Joshua Francis Scott, and I call you from Painesville City.
Go ahead.
Daniel Ankrah, you are proving to all beyond all reasonable that you are the best journalist in the Republic of Liberia for the fact that you are paying hold to the best senator in the Republic of Liberia. Good morning, Honorable Senator.
Morning.
We listened to you this morning carefully, and what I got to tell our fellow Liberians is a lot of Liberians out there who are indigenous, good Liberia. Then I think this time they should go to the ballot box, come up to vote you. For the fact that you identify a lot of ills in government, and it is time that so we have the problem there, we identify the time that we resolve the problem. So this morning I would like to call on Liberia, fellow Liberians to join the Oscar Cooper experience and the Oscar Cooper youth movement in the struggle for a better Liberia. We need not to get extra connection with international community before we go to the presidency.
Okay, my brother.
The international community will definitely come to us.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Let me hear from this other person here. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Daniel.
What is your name?
I'm Daniel Ankrah.
Go ahead.
You know, Daniel, what I hear is unprecedented. You know what it means? The president will spend 1 month in each county. You know how it will look like when the president spends 1 month in Freestyle River County? You know the changes that will come about? Look, I can't wait to meet Oscar Kubo comes election in October. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Short and to the point. Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Joseph Akori. I call from Oro.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Senator Kobo.
Good morning.
I'm happy you said that you put people in jail when it's in your administration. I have a problem. My problem is when you ran the inland logging company, all the taxes you pay were quote-unquote tax rebill. Are you ready down to be audited? Because I serve as Deputy Commissioner of Customs for Exile Side. Thank you.
Okay.
I can answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, sir. It's very unfortunate when somebody calls and you don't know who they really are, and they can make statements. We ran the Indian Logging Company. Ministry of Finance is there. How do you audit me for 2003? If you can, I stand to be audited. But if I got the paper, because the company is closed, but we pay our taxes, and you know something, God is wonderful. I will put my hand on those taxes, and I got receipts of close to $700,000 to $800,000. It's just God that I was able to keep some of those receipts, and we paid our taxes. I don't know where y'all get this misleading information that when we ran Indian logging, we didn't pay taxes. I'm sorry that the lady has passed. Mrs. Neal, But they got other people. Jesse is here. Some people who still here in finance. That when they stop, I come in. Many times the government stopped my loading of my ship, of my logs, and I had to run down to Moria to make payments to the Ministry of Finance and FDA. So I just stop this demonizing and
just finally, Senator Kubo, just finally
paying taxes. I pay my taxes, and I got.
What do you make about public comments on the code of conduct finally?
Oh, you couldn't let me go. I'll come into that, huh?
Yeah, sure, I couldn't let you go.
Okay. Look. The only thing Liberian people looking at the code of conduct is this eligibility of running in this.
Then that's because it's the election period.
The other good thing in the code of conduct, nobody looking at it. There's plenty of things in the code of conduct.
I'm talking about that particular portion that is now topical.
Okay, it's there. It's law. Whether it's a good law, whether it's a bad law, it's a law. So if people that get caught up in meeting the clause in terms of the time you must remove yourself from a presidential appointee, they got to wait for and bring so we can amend those parts of the law that are not too good and leave those part of the law that are good.
So you think the law needs an amendment?
I think we need to look at it. Yes, I think we need to look at it. If we infringe on anybody's constitutional right, we need to look at it. And it was maybe broad, general, presidential appointee. Maybe for people who are paying with government money, that might misuse the money for their political purposes to advance themselves.
How do you know intent, desire, all those kinds of things?
Well, that's what I say. We got to clean the law up. So we got to look at it. And this desire and intent, I don't think I'm not the Supreme Court. I can't give an opinion on that. But as a lawmaker, I can say that it needs to be looked at some more. And those areas that our citizens have serious concern must be looked at and be fair play. So it's a law. I'm not happy for the law to catch anyone. Whether I'm running for president, I don't mind the competition. I don't mind if Governor Mills Jones is there. I don't mind if anybody is there. I welcome that spirit of democracy and competition. So if we have something in the law,
we accept an amendment to that law that would say that if you're a lawmaker and you want to contest for re-election, you should step aside maybe a year before. Or any clause that goes across equally.
If you are a lawmaker,
yeah, you want to.
But you see the difference with a lawmaker, we are elected. We are not appointed. This is going to the appointed individual. We are already elected.
Thank you, Senator.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Well, Senator, thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, and it's always great to be here with the oldest station in the Republic of Liberia, and we hope we can do better for you because things need to improve, and we need to move ELBC to a different level, and hopefully the public broadcasting station, PBS, will be very nice for this country, and some of us got to push that dream. Thank you.
Okay, the voice of Senator Oscar Cooper there joining us on the program this morning. Thanks to all of you for being a part of it. I'm Daniel Ankrah. Join me tomorrow for another fascinating edition. Until then, bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.